everybody. Welcome back. Wednesday night edition of Inside the Headset. Going to roll over to East Tennessee, and I know it's a late one for him because he's got morning workouts at 6 a.m., but he's the new head coach of the Cleveland Blue Raiders, head coach Chandler Tygard. How you doing tonight, Coach?
I'm good, Stork. How you doing, man?
It's good to have you on, and congratulations on your move and your new head coaching job at Cleveland High School.
Thanks, buddy, man. I appreciate it. And awesome to still talk to you guys and, still be around Stork Vision and hoping to get y'all down here. That would be really cool for the Blue Raiders to start sharing that, the Stork Vision down here,
Oh, I appreciate you saying that. We did enjoy carrying your games through over at the Inferno and everything. So what's happened since you become the head coach of Cleveland and since you got there? Let's talk about logistics of you getting everything installed and getting it going.
Man, it's been a lot. I've been here about a month and a half. Luckily Lauren and the boys came down, and so we got to move down right away. So we got to work, and we've got the kids in off-season workouts, and we just started our 6 a.m. Raider drills, similar to what we did at Blackman. And so we've got the kids out there in the morning doing the mat drills out on the turf. It was 22 degrees this morning and sleeting, and but they had a good time, and we're just going to work and starting to grind, and we start spring practice May 1st.
What's been the biggest change you find out logistically from transferring from where we were in Region 3A and headed over there to East Tennessee?
If you're talking about region-wise, honestly, the region we're in with Maryville, Bearden, and Farragut.
Oh yeah, you got a tough region. It's just the same uphill battle. It's just different uniforms.
Yeah, and it's different. We play 10 out of 10 games on turf next year, so that's pretty special, and that helps the way we like to play. There's a lot more spread offense out here. Teams are trying to spread it out and throwing the ball a bit more than they did in Rutherford County, and so that's a schematic challenge. I just hired a new defensive coordinator. He was the defensive coordinator at Tyner High School last year and just won a state championship. And they broke their shutout record they had at Tyner since I believe it was like the early 1900s. So we had to go out and find a pretty good DC, and we got him started right away. And I'm building a staff, and so that's the hard part right now is a lot of my coaches are either coming from Middle Tennessee or coming from elsewhere, and we're just trying to wait and see, and hopefully can get them down in May for spring practice. So right now it's just kind of me and a few of the middle school guys and some of the holdover staff. But until we can get all the coaches down here in May, it's just kind of make and do what you can.
So what's got to happen for spring practice for the Blue Raiders of Cleveland? I mean, what do you got to get done before heading into the summer?
Man, you know how we operate. It's just a totally different style of offense, different style of play, different tempo. And luckily, we return a big senior class, and we return about 14 starters, total. So that's helpful compared to my first year at Blackman. But at the same time, it's a total different philosophy change. And so, spring practice is big. We couldn't find a spring opponent. So actually what we're going to do is hold a blue and white game during school on the third week in May, and let the students come out in the middle of the school day and come watch the spring game, which is going to be neat to get the whole school out there and then do a spring game practice.
Well, that is cool. That is great. 7-on-7, you got anything planned?
Yep, so we're doing the tournaments again. So right now we're going to the University of Tennessee tournament in June. We're probably headed out to Memphis. And then we're actually going to see Coach Gerke down at Gulf Breeze High School. He is the new head coach down there in Pensacola Beach, and he's about to put on a big national tournament. So we're going to go spend the night, a couple nights down in Pensacola Beach, and try to do that tournament down there.
Great. We're 150 days away, Coach Chandler Tygard, and I know you're looking forward to a great season. Like I said, you finished 6-4 overall. 2-3 last year is where Cleveland was. So I know what they're looking for. They hired you to get them into the playoffs, and that's what they're looking for. They want to go. They want to at least get into the second round, and you know who you got to go through over there before you can get to game 3 or game 4. So you've got a tall task, but it's doable.
Yeah, we've Cleveland has not had a lot of success in the last 30 years. But if you go back 30 years ago, they won 57 games in a row. They were state champions.
Oh yes, they used to be really. Yes, they used to be the real deal, dude. They ran the.
Yeah.
They were a big wing T football team years ago, and they knew how to hide it.
Well, yeah, and so that was actually Coach Benny Monroe, and he's in the Hall of Fame, and we've met a lot since I've taken the job. And actually, when he put in the wing T stork, that was when it was actually new and coming around. He used to coach at MTSU, and he got the wing T from Delaware, and then put it in at Cleveland. And,
do you know who beat him on the 2006 run to win the state championship?
Who was that?
A guy named Philip Shad-Owens, because he was at Ottawa.
Yeah, when Benny was at Ottawa, that's right. He did tell me about the Smyrna game. Yeah, he did tell me about that.
And you know who foiled that game? Who foiled it at the end, because they had it? They almost had it won. There was at the end. They threw it up in the air in the right hand of the end zone down at the dog pound, and a kid by the name of Jonah Hendricks jumped up and slapped it up in the crowd. And when Jonah Hendricks came to Smyrna, Coach Patrick Abernathy always said, which Jonah played at Una, so I knew the Una Bears because the Una Bears beat the fire out of Smyrna Bulldogs in youth football. But when we got Jonah, one thing Coach Ab always said, when you least expect it, Jonah Hendricks will make a play, and it will be a great, big, giant play. And it was, because it sent us into the state championship, and he slapped it up into the stands, and we beat the Ottawa Owls because they were a lot bigger than us, but kids played tough, and that was on our way to our first ring.
Yeah, well, I tell you what, Benny Monroe is a hell of a coach, and he's still sharp now. He's in his 70s, but he can still talk football with any young coach out there and understands the modern game. And so I've been trying to pick his brain as much as I can about Cleveland and, what they did back in the day. And then we're getting all the alumni coming back, and, we're talking about having the alumni flag football game after our spring game.
Be careful. Don't get Benny out there. You don't need to be getting
No, we're not getting Benny out there, but, there's a lot of good players that have come through the program, and, just getting them back and involved. And Cleveland could be a really special place. And, Coach Crawford kind of had it going.
He did.
And right before he went back to Brentwood. And so we're kind of doing a lot of the same things that he did. And even when Coach Renshaw was down here at the OC, and I'm hearing his name a lot, kind of some of the things we're doing offensively. And they bring his name up. So there's a Rutherford County guy for you. So, man, it's a lot of work, and we've been struggling in the last, recent memory, but at the same time, the bones are here, and there are good players, man. You ought to see our basketball team and some of the athletes in the school. So we think we'll be okay. It's just a lot of work, and got to get coaches and just go to work and see what we can do to turn it around.
Coach, can't thank you enough for being on Inside the Headset. We're going to enjoy having you on this fall, and we will see what we can do about getting over to broadcast a game at Cleveland High School.
Man, that would be awesome. Tell Anthony hello for me, and Judy and the whole gang, and love to get you down here.
All righty, and we'll see if we can't even get Dean Fox, the Fox that rocks, from the space capsule to join us.
From the space capsule. You got to get him going, man.
All righty. Take care, Coach.
Thanks, Stork. Appreciate you.
All righty. Bye-bye.